Oh, Zimmer, that could be in the hole. Is that in the hole? Well, that's a hole in one.
I come out here because I'm usually in my head too much.
See if this cuts or if I pump it right in the water.
Well, recently I play those kind of characters. I play guys with a little bit of, grit, arrogance. Maybe it's my average white guy appearance that I come across as a guy who's a bit of a dick.
Aliens come to our world and they say, teach me about your music.
If we're gonna put a collar on the air, it has to be better than whatever we had planned.
Everyone is just out with a Leafs jersey on, whether they're going to the game or not.
Access to your emotions, an open heart.
I really only have like 2 emotions though.
That's not true.
Happy, hyper, and then tired.
Happy, hyper, like a dog?
I got it. Yeah. Just left of the barber pole.
No matter what your project is, writing a book, making music, or even building a house, it's hard to keep the end goal and finished product in sight. It's like a tug of war between enjoying the process and being focused. Now, I'd be lying if I said I didn't set goals for this series, because I did. But most of these goals were not about the actual videos themselves with regards to views, likes, or optics, but more about the journey and the process itself.
Can I tell you a funny story about the last time I went golfing? Yep. So it was with my wife's family. She's from a big family, and her brothers and their friends and her dad and stuff. We were out at the lake and hadn't golfed in probably 7 or 8 years. Didn't have my own clubs. Just gonna share with another lefty out there. So they throw clubs to decide teams, and I get paired up with her brother's friend who she used to have a thing with. So it's just me and him in a golf cart for the next 5 hours. He's the best golfer in the group by a mile. I don't have clubs. Right. And I was like, this is my nightmare. This is awful. And we got back to the camp and she was like, how did it go? And I was like, not well. I would say not well. He was a great guy. He was very nice and friendly, but I was just like, imagine spending 5 hours with your significant other's ex, basically, doing something you're terrible at and they're very good at. Real test of my character, I think.
Talking about acting a lot. So I'm gonna give you, I think there's like 4 quotes that famous actors have said about acting.
Yeah.
And let's see if you can guess who it is.
Guess who said it?
Yeah.
All
or
right.
you can just comment on them how accurate and relevant they are.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, first one. If you get an impulse in a scene, no matter how wrong it seems, follow that impulse. It might be something, and if it isn't, take 2.
Okay.
Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
That kind of goes with your responding to stimulus.
Right? I think that's, follow an impulse. I think that's part of what's so enjoyable being an actor is exploring impulse and then following it. And I think it's probably someone who has more experience because the take 2, it's always, take some confidence to put it out there, but I think that's it. Who said it? Okay. I'm guessing it's a famous actor.
It's a famous actor, yeah.
Is it like an Al Pacino?
Well, close, Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson? Yeah, right? I think of him, I think of like big impulses and confidence, right? Like
swagger.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Okay, another one.
Okay,
There's no script in life, no lines to follow, no cue cards. As free people, we must find our own way, improvising from scene to scene.
That's just a beautiful quote. And it's an actor who said that?
Yeah.
Meryl Streep.
Stafford Perry.
What?
That was you in our high school yearbook valedictorian speech.
I said that?
Yeah.
I got some Meryl Streep in me. That's funny. Oh goodness. Oh man, I was mature.
Okay, let's talk about you on stage live. So I've been lucky enough. I think I've seen you 3 or 4 times live. So was there a point, like, call it junior high sports or high school or playing midget AAA or junior, where, you know, being a musician was always on the forefront of your mind, or is there like one specific moment you can remember, or was it more of a gradual process?
It definitely wasn't. I mean, I was playing sports, but I did like to, you know, when we were like changing in the change room after, like perform in like the shower and stuff like that, you know. And I'm like not talking about sexual acts, right? Because people always want to make the joke, hockey players with the sexual acts in the dress hitter, right? No, it was much more innocent than that. But it was definitely like I wanted to be the performer. And then I started listening, you know, to old records that my dad had, dreaming of playing the guitar, and it always just was like a secondary thing to playing sports when I was younger, but it was also the thing that I most wanted to do.
Guys at my hall right now are a big Flames fan and a big Oilers fan, so I have a feeling we'll be watching some games. So I'll get on the Flames train here this year and brush up a little bit more, but yeah. It's different when you don't have any skin in the game, you're not really invested, or you don't have a buddy on the team or anything, that you're just like, I don't really care who wins this hockey game, you know?
Yeah.
When you're used to kind of being pretty into it.
What's one thing that you think is like super different? So say like the average NHL fan watching games on TV, going to games live, what's one thing you think is like underestimated or that the general fan like wouldn't know about actually playing in the NHL?
It looks really easy on TV and it looks slow. And like the thing I notice when you jump to the NHL is the transition. Like if it's a turnover, it's going the other way so fast that you're just left in the dust if you're not anticipating that. And that's why turnovers are just so huge. And in that league, you make a bad turnover, it's just about always in the back of your net.
Gone. Yeah.
So it just doesn't really translate on TV when I watch.
Golf is a unique spot right now, and almost delicate. There's uncertainty within the country club model, and courses new and old are having to pivot and revisit their own goals in this new world. And part of Swing Thoughts is opening up this conversation. Do we need to revisit the culture, the model, and the brand that is the North American golf course experience? The more I play and the more golfers I meet, I think there is something to be said for that relaxed vibe, a shift towards spaced out tee times, relaxed dress codes, and an emphasis on architecture and how it meshes with nature. I love the history, and I love the traditions that surround the game of golf, but that's not to say we can't create more of an inviting and inclusive model to the game we all love. The Bobby Joneses, the Tom Morrises, the Payne Stewarts, and the Arnold Palmers of the past laid out some footprints for us to follow. And it just so turns out we might be following these footprints wearing Jordans instead of metal cleats. And that's what I'm most happy about with Swing Thoughts. Happy to have the opportunity to introduce people to the game of golf, the way I like to play it, and who normally might not see this glorious game in that light. So thank you to everyone else, to the Goat Hill Parks, to the Winter Park Nines, the Munis, the Player Cups, the Random Golf Clubs, the Rural Alberta Cups, and any other group, person, or organization that is doing their part to help grow the game. This is for you, and this is for us.